Okay, welcome everybody. This is Chana Weisberg. We're here with special guest Brachalea Sasonkin from Matula, Israel, who is going to update us on her situation, where she is, and we're very, very pleased to have her. She had to go out of her home in order to get internet. She has an army base very close by to her, which was causing interference. So she has driven a little out. She may need to interrupt this interview in case there are sirens that will caution her to go back into her home. But for now, we have her. Brachalea, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure and honor. Thank you very much.
Can you tell us a little about, you are in Matula, right, which is in the northern part of Israel, so the situation there is a little bit different for you. Can you tell us a little about your situation?
Well, right now, Metula is the most northern point in Israel. That means we're surrounded on three sides by Lebanon, and just the southern part of Metula is towards the city of Kiryat Shmone, and then a little further down. So, for example, for a few years ago, I don't know if you remember, they found tunnels that Hezbollah had prepared from Lebanon and to Israel. So one of the tunnels is right in front of our house. We live in Metula, right on the border. We see, we see everything in front of our eyes, and what we see is miracles every day, every moment. When the Rebbe said that Einei Hashem elakacha b'neish sashana dachas sashana, we feel it and live it day.
Let's just translate that Hashem's eyes are on the land, that God's eyes are on the land of Israel from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So yes, God is constantly watching you. You feel God watching you.
Yes, we do. Because, for example, last night we were called to go to the shelters because there was, they thought that someone came in through the border, and they were shooting light, I don't know how you say light bombs, I don't know how they call it. It's called psatzot te'ura in Hebrew. So they could see in the middle of the night who was coming in and who's coming, if they have to catch someone.
Oh, wow.
So we were a few hours in the shelter, right in the middle of supper. So everyone we have in one of the rooms in our house is a shelter. They have very thick walls and special windows that we can close with iron covers for the windows and a big iron thick door. So if chas v'shalom something happens, we're safe. So what I mean by we see Hashem's miracle, we're surrounded by enemies. I mean, so just the fact that we could live a normal life, children can go out and play, we can go to work, we can do miftzayim or anything, just a normal life, it's a miracle, I think. I feel that way.
Brachalea, do you get scared? Do you get scared ever?
I'm very surprised, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I have my brother with me here. My father's first yard site was a Shana Rabbe, so two of my siblings already came on Chalamayid, and most of my siblings were supposed to come today, but of course they can't come because of the whole situation here, the war. So my brother from London is here by me since Chalamayid, and he can't go back. He's with us, going into the shelters with us, and just experiencing the whole situation with us. And what I'm trying to say is that I'm not afraid. So they're saying, "Aren't you afraid?" I said, "No, I'm so sure I really, the truth is I was supposed to be afraid, but I'm not. I'm trying to think, am I scared? I'm not scared. No, I'm not. I'm really calm, and I'm sure, and I feel the Eibishter is pashit with us and taking care of us. Throughout the years, we went through all kinds of miftza'in. The second Lebanon war when the Hezbollah was right until shooting here near our homes. And we were here for a few days, but then we had small children, and we left Metula to my in-laws because the noise of our soldiers shooting from on top, as I said, we have an army base right on top of us in our house, on top of our house. So the noise was so loud, we just couldn't, for the children it was too hard. Now my children are older, and we asked them if they want to go, because they asked us for, on Sunday, they asked us, and they advised everyone to leave Metula, because they're afraid that the Hezbollah is going to start the war to help the Hamas. So we chose not to go. We asked our children who are older now, and they said, no, we want to be here to do what we have to do on Shlichus. And for example, yesterday we prepared 70 boxes with food for the Chayalim that are here. The army didn't get organized as well as in such a short time. So food is needed for the soldiers. So we have a shliach next to us in the Kiryat Shmona, in the city next to us. He has a kitchen, a beis tamchui, as it's called, and he's cooking up meals, and we brought them to the Chayalim.
Wow.
That's what we're busy
Wow.
doing
So
yesterday.
most of the town has left already in Matula?
Yes,
Most of them have
yes,
evacuated?
yes.
And
Most of the town have evacuated, but for example, a lot can't. So, for example, yesterday, a neighbor of mine came and knocked on my door and said, Racha, are you here? I said, yes. Are you staying here? Yes, I was staying. Oh, good. Now I'm calm. Now if you're here, I know that we'll be okay. That's what she said. And she's not religious at all, but that's what she said. Just being here without doing much already makes, makes people secure. They feel
Mhm.
secure. And of course, people came and they want to put on tefillin, and even people that are not from at all, they asked us which tehillim they could say, and then and we're there to help them be connected.
Incredible. How old are your children, Bracha? Bracha Leah?
Well, I have Baruch Hashem, we have 9 children, 6 already married. A few of them are on shlichus all over the world. My youngest is 14, and then 17 and 19. The three are not married yet. We have time.
Wow.
But the rest are on shlichus in Hungary and California, in Vietnam. I have a daughter, and here in Eretz Yisrael.
And were you nervous about your children staying when you asked them that they wanted to stay? No.
Mhm. No,
No.
no, they're a very, very important part of our shlichus on all fronts and everything. Even we built a mikveh next to our house, so they're part of it. They know that in the evening I put down the shutters. They can't go out when the mikveh is working, and if they need to go out, they have to ask me, "Can we go out?" If I give them permission, they go out. If not, the same with my husband. If he has to come home, he has to ask me if he can come, because there needs to be privacy. They live the shlichus since day one. So they're part of everything.
So you say you're not scared. A lot of people here are feeling very, here even in America, we're feeling just so disoriented, so disheartened. So like, we see the pictures, we see what's going on there. We feel just, how can we feel more? What should we be doing? And how can we feel more of that strength and that bitachon, that faith that you're feeling?
Well, you can't ignore the fact that horrible things that happen, and unfortunately, a lot of things that are not so good are happening. But instead of looking at the half of the dark point, I look at I hang on to the good things. I hang on to all the miracles that are happening. There is a lady in Ofakim, a couple that were held hostage for a day, almost 2 days, by 5 terrorists. It's unbelievable how they survived. I don't know, there's the video of this lady, of this lady from Ofakim saying how she had the strength. She has no idea how, but she was talking to the terrorists. She said, I fed them, I gave them food. I didn't want them to be hungry because I know hungry people are, not calm. And later she said, I have no idea how I had the, I don't know, guts, the strength to talk to them, to tell them, and she had all the time a gun to her head, and she has no idea how she's calm, but she was calm. And at the end, Baruch Hashem, by miracles, because her son, who was a policeman, Punkt was outside the house. He was supposed to be home, but thank God he wasn't home. All kinds of little miracles that we see all the time. Ashgacha Pratis that her son was not home when the terrorists came, because if he would be there, they would right away recognize that he's a policeman. He was outside and he was able to help the army to give them the design with the house where they can come in, and they quickly came in and somehow killed the terrorists in front of her eyes, and they were a few centimeters from her. Just, I have no idea how, the same thing. I really don't know, but I guess the Eibishter give koiches. There's a saying that the Eibishter gives koiches to everyone to go through what they have to go through. I guess
God, just to translate, God gives
Hashem
the
gives the
strength.
strength to whoever, we're here in Shlichus Metula, the Eibishter gives us the strength, and I guess it gives us the koich to be calm, because it doesn't make sense. If I think about it, it doesn't make sense, but I'm calm, Baruch Hashem. And I'm calm also knowing that the whole world is davening for us. That, I think, also gives us a lot of koyach. The fact that in the whole world is saying Tehillim, learning Torah, giving tzedakah for our, for our situation, I think also that also helps a lot, a lot, a lot. Knowing, and also we are, we keep on looking at the Rebbe's videos. The Rebbe is saying how the Yidden are in a place, and I remember in the Gulf War, people here were so scared, and they were running and taking masks and everything. I remember even then, we took the masks when they told us to take it, but we never even opened the box. And people got strength from our bitachon. Oh, you're not running? I remember we were in the middle of a shear when in the Gulf War, when the sirens started screaming. So the people looked at us, and we didn't do anything. So they said, if you are calm, we're also calm. So we get strength from what the Rebbe says always, and knowing that the Eibishter is with us from experience, from being here and seeing all kinds of miracles throughout the years, that we know Hashem is with us.
Wow. Can you share with us any stories that you've had any special story that you've had in the past that you think back on or you rely on when you're feeling a little tension or a little fear? It doesn't sound like that's part of your vocabulary, but maybe when you're feeling a little something.
Well, I see the Eibishter's hand in every single thing, even not things that are dangerous. I'm a mikveh lady. I have a mikveh that we built, and sometimes I see, for example, I have one lady at a time, because it's a small mikveh. We didn't have too much space to build, so we built a small mikveh. So, for example, one evening I had 7 ladies coming. So I have an exact time when each one, I say, what's the word? Kovat.
Schedule?
I schedule
Schedule?
each one, when they needed to come. And suddenly one of the ladies says, "Oh, I can't come now. I can come on later." And I said, "Oh, vey, what's going to be?" And then punk, when she canceled, a lady calls me up and says, "One, I need to go to the mikveh, and I can only come at this and this hour. I have to go to a wedding. Can you please accept me, please? If not, I can't go till another few days." And punk, the time when she canceled, I see the Eibishter is mamish, taking care of all these details that look so trivial, but they're not. So the Eibush is with me, even when there's a dangerous situation, just like he's with me in regular time with the mikveh or with anything. So
Wow.
I just,
Wow. Incredible.
That's how I feel, even in such a
Incredible.
situation.
What are you doing there now? Like what are your I mean, you said just being there is a help for those that are around you. You mentioned before your husband was putting on tefillin on the soldiers. What is like
What do
what are
we
you
do
doing?
right now or usually? First of all, we
Both.
live. First of all, we just by living here, showing people they're not. There's no other from families here. Just lately, a few from families came to. We were the only from families a long time. A long time. Sorry, someone. Um.
No problem.
So. So just being here, showing that here in Israel, as you know, the non-from, the from, sometimes there's clashes. Just being here and showing how we could be in good neighbors, and we respect them and they respect us. It's already a very important step of our shlichus. I could even tell you
Mm,
once, even by not doing something, but not doing anything, we're on shlichus. We had a neighbor that we didn't really know, but we met at a certain meeting, and he came to my husband and said, Shalom, I know you, but you don't know me. I said, okay. My husband said, okay, who are you? I'm a neighbor on top of the mountain. So, 1 second. I keep on a mountain, so there's one house on top of the other. He said, I'm the neighbor on top of us. So my husband said, are we okay? No, I want to tell you, בגלל משהו שאתה לא עושה, אני מכבד אותך. Because of something that you don't do, I respect you. So my husband said, what did I do? He said, I see you on Shabbat. You all in your garden, dressed all beautifully. That reminds me that it's Shabbat. And I see you learning from your books, and I see, and your neighbors on your right side are making a barbecue, and the neighbors in front of you are washing their car, and the neighbor on the other side has blaring music, and you don't do anything. You're not doing anything. You're with your kedusha, with magdusha shelcha, and you're not saying anything. You're not doing anything, and that
mm,
really, really uh, it really it made me very emotional. And because of what you didn't do, I decided that on Shabbat, I will not cut my grass. I will not do barbecue. I will not put music, and I will try to respect the Shabbat. This is by
wow.
not doing
Wow.
anything. By not
Right.
doing anything,
Wow.
we're on shlichus.
Right. Wow.
And for example, a neighbor of mine in front from a kibbutz, they're from a kibbutz. He was planning, and he bought tickets to Cyprus to have a civil wedding, not to get married. K'tat Moshe Israel. And one day he saw us and he said, "Oh, can I ask you a few questions?" And he came with his kale, and he asked a few questions about the meaning of a Jewish wedding. And we answered, and he asked us again, mamish, for 2 hours they were asking. I said, okay, bye-bye. And then a few days later, he asked my husband, I know you know that I'm supposed to go to Cyprus to get married, and they paid thousands of dollars to bring the whole family in, and et cetera, et cetera. I said, are you ready to marry me? Kedat Moshe Israel?
According
And they
to the
had
Jewish
a
law.
chuppah.
Wow.
They had a beautiful chuppah, and all of the friends that are, mamish, seemingly far away from Yiddishkeit, and they explained to them, it was right before Shavuos, that the wedding, a Jewish wedding, is just like the Shavuot, the wedding of God and Am Yisrael. And they were saying, we were supposed to be now, right now in Cyprus, but we willingly chose to get married the Jewish way, and it was such a Kiddush Hashem. And just by being a neighbor,
Wow.
you know,
Wow. Wow. How long are you living in Matula?
Hanukkah will be 35 years.
35 years. Wow.
Yes. The Rebbe sent us here.
The
It
Rebbe
was very
sent you
sad that the
there.
Rebbe sent us. Yeah.
You don't have you're not from Israel. You
No,
speak English beautifully.
I'm from the Ruddle family in Milan. I'm a Ruddle.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
My parents are in Shlichus in Milan, and I grew up in Shlichus, and my husband his mother's American, and the Rebbe sent my in-laws to Eretz Yisrael. So my husband was born here. But yeah, we were living in Crown Heights the first months after the Chasana, and we wanted a new place, a place of our own. And
Mm,
then we got married in Milano, and then after Milano we went to visit Eretz Yisrael, and we checked a few places in Europe, a few places in Eretz Yisrael, and then we wrote to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe gave us beautiful bracha for Metula.
wow. Were
So
there hard times over the 35 years that you're there?
um, hard times. Well, at the beginning, the people here, when we came to Metula, is a small place. When we came and we wanted to rent out an apartment. They have what it's called the Vadat Ichlus. They have I don't know how you say Vada, an acceptance, a group of people from the municipality,
Committee?
a committee. Thank you. A committee that has to check if we're okay to accept us to live in Metula. And of course, they didn't accept us. They said they didn't want Metula to be Bnei Brak, or all kinds of,
Too religious, right?
too religious. Yes. So, Lechatchila Reber, we went and visited each person of the community. Each one, there were like 6 people. We went to each one and explained to them what we want to do. That we're not trying to, to just here to show that the beauty of Yiddishkeit and to do it in a friendly way, etc., etc. And one of them was really excited, and he again asked the whole community to come together, and he convinced them to accept us. So that was, the first Bruchim Abayim.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
when we tried to work with the school or with the local JCC, they didn't want to work with us. But we see miracles. And today, not only do we go to the school before each Chag, before each holiday, and they're asking us to come. Not, we don't even have to
Mm,
ask. They're telling us to come. And the local JCC is working with us together all the time. And our Jewish club is one of the chugim, one of the um, activities offered in the JCC, the Chabad
wow. Beautiful.
Jewish group. So we see miracles.
Beautiful.
At the beginning, they didn't accept us, but we didn't give up. We just did it out of our home, and little by little, um,
Persistence.
they
Your
see that
persistence.
yeah.
Wow.
Even if we
Wow.
had 1 or 2, 3 children, we continued doing the Jewish club or the activities. We never, we never know if we will have from 0 to 100 participants. We
Wow.
always did what we have to, and Baruch Hashem.
Now, because you're on the border with Lebanon, is there a lot of soldiers there right now currently stationed there?
Yes, yes, we have soldiers. All the time, there's soldiers going around. They go through the border to see that everything's okay, that they don't see anyone trying to, or something that some on the border. We have Bedouin soldiers that they look at the sand. There is a sand throughout the border. They put sand so they could see if someone tried to, there's steps or
Mm.
someone trying to go by.
To infiltrate.
So,
Wow.
yeah, so we see them, patrolling and watching all the time. But now we have soldiers, mamish, every 200 meters. There's another few soldiers that are just to make sure that everything is okay.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
And what is the mood there? What is the mood of the soldiers? What is the mood of the Chayalim?
Oh, now after the horrible thing that happened on Simchas Torah, everyone is with a lot of, I don't know if you know, but the last 10 months, year, have been were very hard as a Israeli, as
As a nation.
Israeli nation, as a nation. There's a lot of conflict between the religious and the non-religious, the left and the right wing. A horrible, horrible situation. And by the way, here we have a lot of people that are not from, and 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 they kept on asking, what could we do? I said, do what we're doing. I'm a right, religious, and you're not, and we're okay together. And each person has to, one by one, to get along, even if we have different, um, agendas or different deot. I say,
Ideologies.
yes. So, in 1 second after we started seeing the horrifying things that happen on Simchas Torah morning, so in a few seconds, in a few hours, everyone, all the reserves, even the soldiers that said that they're never going to fight anymore and they're not going to come to Miluim, everyone forgot everything they said, and as if nothing, there was no conflicts, everyone together running to help people in need, and everyone's helping each other not from Spashet. It's very, it's unbelievable to see it. Unfortunately, when there's a tzara, that's when we see the beauty of Yidden, the real Avos Yisrael. Halavar that will know to do it not only when there's tragedies, but I
Wow.
guess the
So
Abish
the
is trying
so the
to wake us up to see how we are brothers and sisters.
we're all brothers and sisters, no matter what, and the unity has to be there. The strength of the
Yes,
unity.
yes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I hear from all the people. I tell them that I send them videos of the people in Crown Heights, how they got together to daven, and the people all over the world. And I know my brothers in South Africa, they're getting together, and in London, and the Pashut with tears in their eyes. Look, Kol Am Yisrael Itanu. They feel all the Yidden are with them, and this also gives a lot of strength.
It
This
reawakens how much we're such a one people, one people.
right,
We're all
yes,
brothers and sisters.
mamish.
Wow. Rachalea, I'm nervous with you being out of your home because I know you're supposed to be in your home, not outside in a shelter. So I want to let you get back. Thank you so much for joining us. What are your last words for us? What should we do for you? What can we do for you?
Just continue being an Avis Yisrael one with the other, because that's what the Abish is showing us, that we have the truth. We all love each other. So Pashit, show Hashem how we love each other, really and truly, because we are brothers and sisters. And for sure, this Avis Yisrael will bring Mashiach a second closer, and it should be coming any second. That's the truth.
Wow,
That's what,
beautiful. Thank you so much, and continue with your indomitable faith that you're so sure that everything will be okay,
for
and
sure.
you're just infusing us with that feeling of faith and that emunah in Hashem, that belief in God, and continue to do your amazing holy work. Stay safe and stay well. Thank you
Amen.
so much for joining
Amen.
us.
You to all Yidden
Thank
all
you.
over the world. Sei gesund.
Amen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.